Watching movie is a hobby that is very popular today. Movie fans could be from children, teenagers, and even the adults. At the moment, there are many genres of movie that can fill your free time, such as action, horror, comedy, romance, fantasy, science fiction, drama, and etc. These days, there's a lot of movies that are impressed, serious, and stressful. But do not worry for you who are tired or maybe bored of the movie, which theme serious or stressful things. Maybe you should find out about the movies that exist in the era before the 2000. Because at that time, there were still many movies that were easy to understand and contain many inspirational lessons that you can take from the story such as one of the movie that I will discuss this time. But before that, make sure that you have already subscribed to this channel because in this channel I would review many interesting movie that could entertain all of you. And without going any further, let's just start to the video. Hello everyone, welcome to Zmview review, and this time, as I mentioned earlier, I will review a film that released in the era before the 2000s that is worth to watch. The film title is Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump is a drama romance adapted from the novel by Winston Groom in the 1986, then in the 1994. This novel was adapted to the big screen directed by Robert Zemeckis and written by Eric Roth. The film starring Tom Hanks as Forrest Gump, Robin Wright as Jenny Curran, Gary Sinise as Lieutenant Dan, Michael T. Williamson as Benjamin Buffordoo, aka Baba, and Sally Field as Mrs. Gump. Forrest Gump is a successful film which premiered in Los Angeles, California on June 23 in 1994 and was released in the United States and Canada on July 6, 1994 and was opened in around 1,000 domestic theaters and grossing around $24 million in its first weekend. In total, Forrest Gump grossed around $600 million and become the fourth highest grossing film in that time. Tom Hanks managed to play the Gump character very well. He even won the Best Actor in a Leading Role at the 1995 Oscars. Finally, for this film, Rotten Tomatoes gave a rating of 71%, while IMDb gave a rating of 88.8 from 10. Forrest Gump tells story of Forrest Gump, which played by Tom Hanks, a man with a low IQ of 75. In addition to his low IQ, Forrest's physical condition is also not perfect like the other children. He had problems with his legs, so he had to use the leg support to walk. And then this makes Forrest Gump often bullied and underestimated by people in his environment. Forrest Gump is also described as more straight and positive-minded people without losing the innocent and silly side of this character. The straight side can be seen from his lifestyle that away from sex and drugs, while the positive side is reflected in the Forrest attitude that never tells the people who have bullied him. Forrest Gump used more back and forth grooves in its execution. Watching this film makes us seem to be listening to a fairy tale from Forrest Gump. Each flashback scene is equipped with a number of iconic footage and figures from various eras. For example, Elvis Presley, during the glory of the Vietnam War, the shooting of John F. Kennedy, John Lennon, who is still active in voicing peace in America, until the resignation of Richard M. Nixon as President of America in 1974. The difference between the novel version and the movie version of Forrest Gump is, in the novel version, Forrest Gump presents more the dark side of the main character's life. Such an approach was not used when the novel was transformed into a film format. The film version of Forrest Gump is actually more light and then able to please the audiences. All the scenes are presented with humor and heartwarming without being a superficial entertainment film. Forrest has his own love interest named Jenny Curran, which played by Robin Wright. Forrest met her in school bus when he looking for his seat. In that time, no one child allowed him to sit next to them except Jenny. After that, Forrest and Jenny often seen together and became best friends. And there is an iconic scene that Jenny told Forrest to run away from the bullies. Jenny said, "Run, Forrest, run!" And then, when he ran as fast as he can, the leg support is broken, but because of that, the Forrest Gump can run fast, and it makes the life of Forrest change. Forrest's life is a like roller coaster, from being bullied and shunned, entering university because of his football team, becoming a soldier, seeing his good friend die, become a shrimp businessman, losing his mother, and then marrying Jenny, and then being separated by Jenny because the death of Jenny in the end of the movie. This Forrest Gump film contains many scenes that related to reality in society. For example, the scene where Forrest Gump tells me that as a child he never had friends. People tend to avoid because of the shortcomings that they have. He was even rejected by some school because of his low IQ. In fact, we often encounter this phenomenon in various places, even in various walks of life, especially in the school environment. And then, people who are perceived as weaker tend to be bullied, and most victims of bullying cannot voice their suffering. They receive threats and do not get help from those around them. This classic film is interesting to watch because it contains many moral values that can be taken, and Forrest teaches to always try because everyone has their own destiny. He also taught that behind a person's shortcomings, there must be advantages that distinguish him from others. This film tends to be light, so it is suitable to watch for anyone who is tired and wants to regenerate the spirit to continue living the day. And quotable word that can be found in several dialogue of Forrest Gump is Jenny asks Forrest to run, and Jenny said like, "Run, Forrest, run." And then what the Mrs. Gump says to Forrest that life was a box of chocolates. You never know what you are going to get. It means like, yeah, the life is full of surprise, right? And you just have to take a straightforward way to experience the surprise of your life. And then the last is stupid is as stupid does. The deadline is like mentioned several times from the Forrest month. Alright, so that is all the review from me. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I hope it helps you to fill your movie bucket list. And I want to say thank you to everyone who's still watching this video until the end. I am Zai from Zmview Review, sign out.